Here's everybody, it's me, Knight, and tonight I'm gonna make a video on about deities and certain spirits in the spirit world from my personal experiences. And some of my experiences, they might be relatable with you and possible books that you've read probably, but I'm just gonna use what I know, and maybe you can relate with this. I'm only making this video just like how I make my readings and my videos and like when I'm channeling. It might again to, how can I say, relate technically. Again, I don't want to keep repeating myself. Maybe you might be feeling alone on your spiritual path, on how deities or guardian angels, whatever you believe in, communicates with you. So I'm sharing a story how things communicated to me. Maybe you can relate with this. And this is mainly going to be, I'm going to start off with deities. Then I'm going to start off with like guardian angels and other entities, and just, we'll see, and possibly like star beings. So I'm going to start off with deities. So when I was growing up, I came up as a Christian, right? And so the only spirit I knew was like Holy Spirit, Jesus, stuff like that. Now, from time to time, I would see spirits and ghosts because it's just how it was. Like, it's kind of like out of my control. Like, I can't control it. This makes sense. Like, back in the day, I didn't know anything about boundaries. Like, hey, leave me alone or nothing like that. I just was a child. And then even my teenage years, just what it was. And I noticed that, I've gotten baptized a couple of times. I would see dark spirits and light spirits, right? I would see ghosts around random houses and stuff like that, and things would communicate with me without me really asking, and they would help me without me asking. And that's I'm bringing up with the deities. Deities, the same thing. In my later 20s, I started, like my late 20s towards my 30s, I started realizing I had deities around me. Now, I didn't know they were deities. I thought they were just spirits, like female spirits, male spirits, because, I looked at them as like ghosts. But then when I started looking more into like occult things, some of these deities look like spirits that I saw in like books or texts, or when I was in museums. For example, Hecate, right? I've never heard of her, but I would see her, and I was like, who is this woman? Like, I didn't know who she was. I thought it was just a woman walking around with me, helping me. I didn't know who she was, coming to visit me, until I started getting more into like reading and not just like doing readings, but just researching occult knowledge and stuff like that. And I realized, dang, she looks like the picture of the woman in Greece. That's Hecate. And then she was giving me signs, but I was so kind of like ignorant. I didn't know what she was talking about. I'm getting with this. And then I realized, wow, this must be like some type of past life connection or something. Because yeah, I pray, and there was times I've done counter rituals, but I didn't think she would draw to me. But then I thought about it. In my life, I've been outcasted a lot. From family, friends, and a lot, like, not because I'm bad, it's just like I'm just different. I never felt like I fit in, been shunned upon. I was very also shy growing up. I was very timid. For a man, I was very timid. Like, I was very afraid to come up to women. Also, I gotten used by women, also used by my friends who are guys who are like supposed to be my best friends, but like did me dirty and just a lot of stuff. And they took advantage of my heart. Like, there's times I did too much for people, and so like I learned that this spirit was trying to like help me figure out who's right for me, who's wrong for me. And also, when I was doing counter rituals and praying, she would come more, but I didn't know who she was, again, because I come from a mixed background, and I didn't know who she was because she didn't look like any of my relatives. Like, I have Europeans in my bloodline, but they don't look like her, so I was like, what is this? And that's how she came to me. So like, I know some people, they have to invoke spirits. I didn't have to do that. She just popped up out of nowhere. And then later on, I would say like, I would say probably like 8 months later, Lilith appeared. And the thing about it is, I seen her before, and I didn't know who she was. And that's only because I was the kind of person I always saw spirits, and I didn't realize who they were. Now, I did know whenever they came, that other spirits around me, like my other guardian angels, would move out the way. So I kind of knew they were powerful, but I knew who these females were. And that's the thing, they would be around me all the time. And then I was told I had like some type of agreement with them, and it came from like a past life. And then I didn't know anything about this because this is before I knew anything about Akasha records or Kundalinis or any of this stuff. Because again, this stuff, all this stuff I'm talking about was like my whole life, man. Like in the 2000s, 96, 98, 2008, 2005, like there was no YouTube like this that was like booming with all this information. So when I'm hearing these things, I'm like, what are y'all talking about? And then now that I'm older, it's like it's all coming into play. And now I'm realizing, okay, that's what's going on. Now, when they came to me, I was like years ago, I was like in a Christian mindset, and I didn't know how to handle that. Because like, are they bad or are they good? But they never did anything bad to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll move negative spirits out the way. Like, Lilith made me become independent, more empowered. because again, I let people walk over me a lot. Even though I was a male, I was too nice. I'll wait and wait until things build up, then explode or speak my mind. And I was suppressed a lot. I was suppressed a lot, and that cared from my past life, what I was told and when I was shown my vision. So they helped me a lot. And I thought it was very shocking as a male that these females chose to help me, because a lot of these entities that, deities that came to me, from what I read, were always known to help men, and they did harm sometimes to men. I'm not saying they never helped men, but from history standpoint, and now when you see mainly women talking to them. And so I noticed that if I do tell females that these energies have helped me, just no different than the guardian angels, sometimes I can tell that someone look at me like I'm crazy, like I'm delusional, but I'm honestly telling the truth. I don't lie about that, and so it's like, it just shocks me. And it's because, again, past life, but also the things I've done in this life, possibly from when I was shown. And they very, very overprotective of me, and so those are how the deities came to me. So I don't know if y'all have a story like that where you've had deities or angels or even alien beings come to you unknowingly and they help you without you asking or requesting. Now I do show homage and gratitude, of course, for everything. The omnipresent God, source, whatever you want to call it, the goddess. I always give gratitude. I'm not here to really bow. It sounds crazy, but I have this thing for me where I don't want to give up my free will or my power. And everything that's around me knows this. I respect it, and I show them acknowledgement. And if I want to ever, if I was to dare to even give an offering, I would do so. And I do know about the crossroads and Dipnon and all that, of course. And again, I have a unique kind of relationship with these energies, and then they can come in the energy however they want. I noticed that whatever your vibration is on, that's how they're gonna come. I noticed that. But definitely Hecate came exactly how she was. Like literally, recently she came through this. Like I was laying down in this bed, and my whole room turned like a blue, looked like a lightning bolt. Like all this light was in here. And she came. She had an all black dress on, long black hair, and she looked at me right over my bed. Because she first started as a shadow spirit, and she formed into a Greek woman. It was powerful. She was in here for it felt like 5 to 6 minutes. It was a long time. Physical, because normally I was seeing my vision. She showed up physically. And then again later on, Lilith came through the same. It's like they love coming through this window. And so yeah, I was shocked because it was always here, but it's like now it's in reality. And that's how the deities came to me. Now my guardian angels, they've always been around, but they don't like to really show up in physical form. They're more like translucent. I have seen Hecate in a translucent state, but most times she'll literally appear physical. And she's definitely powerful, overprotective over me. Same thing when I had an experience with Ishtar and Isis. Definitely powerful when I could tell the difference. Yeah. And so it's like, again, I'm only bringing this up because I feel like if you can, guys, I mean, everybody's different. I'm different. I'm no better than anybody else, but pay attention to those around you, not just with deities, but guardian angels, or even if you believe in Christianity or Islam or all that, really pay attention to really what's walking with you. You really don't know what light or dark energies are around you or helping you. You don't know. And it's not because you requested it. You don't remember that you signed an agreement, man. There's some type of agreement. And also it could be because of your lineage too. Some of this could be in my bloodline, because I don't know everything about my bloodline because my dad, he grew up in a foster home, so I don't really know. I know both my parents are mixed, so I don't know what their families are into. So it could be just straight to me. By blood as well, but I feel more spiritually though, because they keep saying past life, so that's what I'm going with, past life. And that's why I feel like always outcasted, because I never really agree with everything that my family were doing. I was just different, Same thing when I started looking into star seeds. I kind of was iffy about it until I had an encounter when I was in the military with I gotta be careful how I speak about this on the phone, but what you would call alien beings. So then it kind of really woke me up. Like, oh, okay, wow, okay, they're real. I'm not gonna say all of them. And then same day with the reptilians. It's not like I want these things to happen. It just happens. So I would just tell y'all to be discerning and really look into what's around you. And I'm not telling y'all to work with these things, but sometimes these things work with you because of unconditional love, or you have either some type of agreement. And also, again, your family could be positive or negative or a mix of both, and you got all these energies, but you have to decipher what to listen to or not to, or just ignore them all and just talk to God. But one thing I'm going to tell you though, you can always talk to God, but you're not going to be able to really stop your guardian angels from protecting you. You don't get that with it. So say if this deity did want to protect you, you can't be like, oh, don't, like, if they already did it, because they have free will. It's kind of like a balance, like, because the omnipresent force already knows why they're there, even if you don't know, because they know more than us. Like, you understand, they know more than us. They might not know more than the omnipresent force, but they know more than us. They know what you're thinking. They know when you're scared, so you can't really outthink something, even if it's dark, either, to a certain extent. You really can't. You just have to set boundaries and have some type of discernment. And they will leave if you don't want these energies there, you know. But again, they'll still check on you. Because I'm just telling you, because again, we don't remember. Everybody doesn't remember what you agreed to do or become in this life, even if it's just a family woman or a family man. So I just wanted to bring my little short couple of minutes here to like what I've been through. Maybe I relate to this, but again, that's on my channel. You know, I've talked about guardian angels. I will be talking about like star beings and things of that nature. I'll probably do a tarot reading on that. But I'm talking about things in a different way because I noticed that like I always was wondering why I have all these feminine energies with me, and I just really figured out because it's a masculine. I know a lot of men out here, we're not perfect, and they do a lot of things to oppress the woman. But then I know that how can I say, I've been oppressed, but I'm not a woman. I can't say as much as a woman, but I've been hurt. I've had somebody try to assault me, you know, another man. I had a lot of stuff happen to me. And so, you know, I had to go through a lot of stuff. And so it's like they always built my confidence to lift me up, man, you know, staying strong. And so, yeah. And so I feel like that might be another reason they are around me. And that's why I'm very, I have a, how can I say, I'm always, again, I think I made this in another video before. I'm always trying to support and be an advocate for women and do things, not just because of them, but just because of my heart. Because my whole life I saw my mother crying, being heartbroken, and that's when I started. That's when I really started seeing these spirits appear. It's like when I started consoling and helping my mom, even at a young age when I was 10, just being there as a son, and those spirits saw how that was happening. That energy was draining because not just my mom, but my father, everybody was draining me because I'm being the support for everybody at a young age. And that's when I started seeing these spirits come around. So again, I'm telling y'all right now, notice whenever you're going through something, notice how things change or stay stagnant. Whether you see spirits or not in your life, notice who's doing it and how is it causing it, or is your own thoughts. Look at yourself, right? Also look at the dark side of yourself, meaning you might be codependent on people too much. You might be too giving or staying in relationships too long, and all of a sudden you start noticing your dreams are acting crazy. Like, you start having nightmares, you think you're getting attacked, but it's you lowering your energy, and now darker frequencies and darker beings are able to come in, you know? Or then you might start having epiphanies about Mother Mary or something like that. You got to look at what environment you are in. And did you just come from church and now you're having a vision about Mother Mary? You don't get with this? Or are you in some type of certain religion that's always telling you the same thing? Because again, you can draw these energies unknowingly. I'm not saying that religion is bad, but you're going to draw because that's what you're into. Same thing if you chose to be a witch or something like that and you decide to work with certain beings, they're going to draw to you because that's what you resonate with. And then once they see your vibrations on the same level, they're going to come to you. That's how spirits, how I'm looking at how they come to you. Other than you invoking them and evoking them, like they come to, though, like they see something in you that's worth them being around. And also, again, I think I made this in a video before, a lot of these spirits that come to you, even if you invoke them now, for my people who are in the deity work, they already knew this before you were born. It was already going to happen. You know, it's even in your natal chart. People don't know it's in a certain place in your natal chart that's going to tell you that this is a possibility. They're not going to name the deities, but there's a possibility that you can get in some type of occult knowledge or something spiritual that's going to probably happen some type of time in your life. And this is just things I've noticed on my path on the spiritual journey of mine between the deities. And first off, the omnipresent God force, and then I started realizing my guardian angels when I almost died a couple of times, and then the deities came, and they've been there, but it's like I just never noticed them. Seriously, never noticed them until I got older. You know, just how they say when you get older, you're supposed to be getting wiser. And I started, they really wanted my attention. Like it's almost like they demanded my attention because they like respect your divine feminine. Like literally, it's like it's right there. Like when I had my vision, and when it started in the dream world first, and then they appeared here, and it's mind blowing. I know, and that's why I tell people too: be careful who you date, be careful who you talk to, even your family members, because like even if you blood with your family and you're blood related, your family have their own guardians, you got your own guardians. Sometimes they still might not get along. You wonder why there's a lot of bickering. It's just also all these energies you got to fix, whether it be fixing karma, generational karma, all that, or setting boundaries. It's all carried out, and you just got to find a way to have some peace. Just like if you're dating somebody, you might wonder why you ain't getting along with them. It's because your spirit guides around you really don't resonate with the spirit guides around you, the person you're trying to talk to, because they may know that he or she is wrong for you, but you're not noticing it. And so they'll really start showing you, like, you might start saying, why is my life going in havoc? That's possibly why. A lot of people not talking about that. They always talking about, like, oh, toxic soulmate. And they could be, but it's also spirits around them might be a little darker or lighter, or just they could be good, they just don't want you there. You know, or he just have a lot of spirits that are tempting him to do negative stuff. You know, so just be aware, man. So the whole message is I'm telling you a little bit about my journey, but also how you can utilize it, and maybe off of watching my experience, or really mainly watching yourself, like, again, in every environment, how things playing out in your life with spirits or people who are really living. Does this make sense to you guys? Even with your children, you can actually notice some things is going on with them. Definitely, you know, because I've noticed that the more heightened my intuition has been, whenever I'm around my mother or my sister, I might accidentally say my grandfather's name, my grandmother's name. Like, my grandfather's not here, right? I might actually say his name. That's because he's around her. Like, for some reason, it's kind of weird. I'll be talking and somehow it'll come out of my mouth. It's kind of like I'm indirectly channeling. It's weird. You know, same thing with my niece. She'll say something and she'll call me. It's interesting. So I want to make this video too long. I was trying not to make this a long video. But I was just really making this about, you know, deity, spirituality, and things I've gone through off of my experiences. And again, maybe y'all relate with this, and maybe if y'all not going through this right now, y'all might go through this in the future. But again, no matter, this is from my personal perspective, no matter if you're religious or you consider yourself spiritual or non-denomination, not claiming anything, or even if you're atheist, man, I'm a person that believes that even if an atheist doesn't believe in anything spiritual or God, I'll put money on if they were to stand in front of me, I can call out their spirits. And it's not that I'm the most powerful psychic, but I'm a person. One thing I do know, I can tell when spirits are around. That's one thing I do know. I can guarantee that. I can just tell. You know, I might not always know exactly what they look like all the time, depending if they want to show form, but I can always feel their presence. It's kind of weird. That's why I kind of like isolate myself from people. I don't like going to certain stores too long. Like, if I go in the grocery store, I go early when nobody's around. Like 9 o'clock when everybody's going to work, I'll go shopping. I don't want to feel all that, you know, even though I'm protected, it's just a lot going on. So I got long-winded with that, but yeah, I got more stories to tell later on. But yeah, as y'all see, I'm a talker. Even though I'm shy, it's like I get on this camera, it's like something wants me to tell y'all some things, like teach y'all some things or show y'all something that y'all can relate to or just to share. So again, if y'all like the video, thumbs it up, subscribe. As y'all know, I do mainly tarot readings and channeling, and sometimes I'll tell, like, again, different stories, whether it's stuff like this, things about the dark goddess. The next one I might talk about like star beings or tarot reading. I just like to do different things of what I've been through, because I think the best thing, the way to learn is through experiences, or listen to somebody else's experiences other than reading. Because one thing about books, I told this before, I can always give y'all a reference of books I read and stuff like that, but then there'll be somebody out there say, oh, I don't like that author, he was fake, or this person's genuine, not genuine, or he's racist and all that. And I don't have time for all that foolishness, because a lot of these people write books, some of it is off of experiences, and some of them are falsifying, some of them are copywriting. You really don't know. Just like we can always guess, but we don't know. And then there's so many books that are ancient texts that are so similar, whether the Bible, Islam, all that, you know, the everything. It's just, it's the books from Mesopotamia, all that. It's just like everything's kind of mixed and jumbled all over. Because, you know, when a country takes over, they take people's culture and religion, they strip it. So the best thing is to look for your own truth, man. So again, if y'all like the video, so be it. If you don't, hey, it is what it is. I'm just here to share a story, man. Don't judge me. It's just my opinion of what and how I view things. And this is just like 5%. I haven't told y'all everything, but this is my perspective, and this is what I've been through. Again, if you relate, you relate. And with that being said, my name is Knight, and blessed be everybody.